All right, if you just joined us, still on to Enterprise Weekend, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get to our conversation for the morning. Today is the International Women's Day, IWD, and it is a celebration that has been made known on March 8 to recognize the women's social, economic, cultural, and political achievements and advocate for gender equality. Let me run you through a brief history of the IWD. In the 1900s, the movement for women's rights gained momentum, particularly in Europe and the US. In 1908, 15,000 women marched in New York City demanding better wages, shorter working hours, and voting rights. In 1909, the first National Women's Day was observed in the US on February 28, organized by the Socialist Party of America. In 1910, at the International Socialist Women's Conference in Copenhagen, Clara Zetkin proposed an annual International Day for Women's Rights. In 1911, the first International Women's Day was celebrated on March 19 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. In 1917, Russian women's protest on March 8, Julian calendar, February 2023, led to the abdication of the Tsar and women gaining voting rights. They solidified March 8 as the official date for International Women's Day. In 1975, the United Nations recognized and celebrated International Women's Day for the first time. Now, it is very important we note that International Women's Day IWD 2025 is observed today, March 8, and focusing on advancing gender equality. The theme, Accelerate Action, highlights strategies, resources, and initiatives that drive progress for women. I still have with me David Ikojo. Thank you so very much, David, for being here.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Henry.
All right, so I would love to start by saying congratulations to our women to have had the opportunity of marking today, the 8th of March, as International Women's Day. I would love to speak to you. What do you think about this? Do you think women in Nigeria and across the world have had enough reason to get them celebrate their day, knowing the amount of gender inequality that we have?
There is no gender inequality.
There's no gender inequality.
If there is gender inequality,
yes,
it is falling on the men now.
I don't understand, please.
Women have more rights than men.
No, I don't think so.
Women have more rights than men. Maybe not in Nigeria. Let's see, outside the country.
Yes, let's domesticate it. We are in Nigeria. Yes, we are in Nigeria.
So the question was, what has women done for us to celebrate them?
Yes.
They've been keeping the house for us now. If a woman, they say, is the builder of the home,
so she should be domiciled in the home.
She should
and do nothing else.
Domiciled in the home.
Yes.
She's working. She can also build her home.
Okay.
Yes.
So the men can't build their home.
Men are not. Men are good at building the structures of the home.
Oh.
Building the home itself. It's a woman that does that.
Well, that might not be seen as a wise talk from women around the world, especially today. The theme of today's International Women's Day is Accelerate Action and creating opportunity for gender equality. And you are saying that women should stay put and build the home only, while men can gallivant as much as they can.
You know, the whole fight of gender equality has been defeated a long time ago. Because what really was the reason for their equality? Men should stop beating them at home. They should be paid the same amount if they are working the same jobs as men. Was that not it? Now, men still work more hours than women. Men do lesser jobs.
Some men.
They want equality, and yet they want us to treat them as the weaker and the lower version of men. I don't get how that correlates. And I'm telling you that today, if a woman beats a man, it won't be taken as harsh the way a man would beat a woman. This is domestic violence here now. if the woman is the one raising her hand at her husband, no one would take it serious. The way they would take it,
which is actually not common.
That I'm
if a
telling
woman
you,
raising her hand
women
on
raise
husband,
their hand at their husband.
it's very infinitesimal. It's minute.
Men don't see
0.001.
Men don't see anything.
Okay.
There are situations where it is the woman that is maltreating the man.
Emotionally.
The man is seated, not emotionally, physically.
Okay.
The man is seated at home doing nothing because he can actually take it. He feels like she's weaker. He feels like he's stronger than her. So if she hits him, it's not something serious. He can always overlook it. But I'm telling you, it comes the time that she will pick up a knife. She will pick up a stick. If you keep letting her hit you without saying anything, it's the same thing that happened with women.
How do you treat your woman?
I see no reason why I should raise my hand on her, no matter what she does.
Beautiful.
The best thing you should do, the best thing a man can do, if you are put in a situation where you lose your temper, you either stop talking, stop acting, and you walk away. If you know you cannot keep your hands to yourself.
So let's talk about sexual harassment. And of course, there's a reason I actually allowed us to meander as much as we can just before we get to the center of what we're supposed to talk about. Sexual harassment is one phrase, one catchphrase that's been there for a very long time, especially when it borders to when a man or a woman are found in the same place. And it's always one of the most debated topic in our time, especially with Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan and Senator Godswill Akpabio. You've seen Natasha, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't she beautiful?
She's wonderful, by the way.
Very beautiful lady, isn't it? Thank you. So, do you think what she is saying is false in any way?
What I heard was he said she should take care of him. And I'm pretty sure the kind of person Natasha is, the woman of her caliber, she's a feminist.
She's a feminist?
She looks feminist.
Most
women you see in that area.
In what area?
Politics.
Okay.
Feminists. Because it is women who feel that, yes, they can do this, men are doing this, we should do this too. They're the ones that are fighting for equality, right? It is mostly them you see in politics. I do not see a scenario where Mr. Akpabio would say, okay, come and take care of me. And she had to wait until there was an issue to bring it up.
But you know, in the climate we find ourselves, it's often very difficult for women. You said that women should keep to themselves, and at the same time, you want a woman to hold back her thoughts. And here she is, and here she is. It is desiring to bring forth her thoughts, and you are saying that because she brought it now, you are telling us that it is earlier in the day for her to have brought out that.
Don't misquote me, Mr. Henry. I never said women should keep to themselves. Now, I always said, you asked me what women should be celebrated for. And I said, yeah, the one building the home. Even if she's working, she's still building the home. She'll still be the one who is catering for the food. She'll still be the one who is, oh, there's no gas in the house, so please send money for the... Like I said, she's the one that is building. She's the one that is keeping. It is not even the husband's house, it's her house. Now, I'm telling you that if this thing actually happened before, and a scenario came where she was asked to take care of the man, she would have brought this up a long time ago.
So
not now that there's an issue. And now she didn't even bring it up when the issue was fresh and new. She brought it up after she went somewhere, said something, and then people told her to bring it up. And then she brought it up.
So you mean what you are saying invariably is there was no case of sexual harassment. There was no case of sexual harassment. So when a woman, when a man, you know, approaches a woman, a married woman, all right, is approached, and a man tells the woman, "I would love you to take care of me." That is not sexual harassment.
See, now let me tell you something. Let me give you a scenario.
Yes, please do.
They are co-workers, right? Let's say, I don't want to use their names, but the man is the boss. He approaches the young woman. He tells the lady, okay, this is what I want you to do for me. She dismisses him. The next thing the man would, in quotes, do is mistreat her. The next thing the mistreated lady would do is bring it up immediately, that this is the reason why this is happening. Now, if Natasha was approached, Senator Natasha, sorry, was approached, and what happened in the assembly, if what happened in the room happened, and she was dismissed, he was not even the one that said they should dismiss her. First, She didn't agree to move to the seat that was newly allocated to her. And then she was dismissed. If in that state she was dismissed and she felt like Senator Akpabio had beef with her, should have brought it up that, okay, oh, this beef that was happening in the Senate building now is because Mr. Akpabio approached me and I rejected his offer. That would have made a lot more logical sense than going somewhere and saying it in an interview, then later on bringing it up as an issue.
Don't you think that you are chauvinistic?
I'm not.
You have prejudice against women?
No, I don't have prejudice against women. What is right is right, what is wrong is wrong. If I'm telling you, what is wrong is wrong. If Senator Akpabio brought that up, it would have been a different talk today.
Now, do you believe that there are lots of women, millions of them today, who are being sexually harassed, but because when they voice out, the society, like people like you, would think that what they have said is wrong, and because of that, they live in that dire strait. They live with such consequences, which might sometimes lead to rape and others. Do you think that is real?
I've met a lot of people that these things have happened to.
Yes.
And I love contextualizing things.
All right.
Like I said, if someone approaches you, if I approach a lady as her boss and she turns me down, the next logical thing I should do is let it go. But now I feel aggrieved. Every time I see her, my mind goes spoiled. So now I want to make life hard for her. I'm making life hard for her. She now will start looking for other people to tell that this is why this is happening. Let's say in an organization, the boss, of course, I'm the boss, I'm maltreating this lady. I'm treating everybody nicely. I was treating her nicely before. But because she turned me down, I'm being harsh to her now. Now so she goes and starts she goes and starts telling other people, okay, this is what happened, this is what happened. People will rise up together and come. And if there's someone above me for them to report to, they need to report to the authorities. They would, right? At that point, we know that yes, she came up with a force of people. We've seen the evidence that yes, this guy was treating her right before.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that if, forgive me for what I'm about to say, controversial, if Senator Akpabio had a thing for Senator Natasha, he wouldn't have let them dismiss her that easily.
So you mean
just instead of impressing her,
because
have let them dismiss her that
because I think it's very important that we get the information right here. Senator Natasha had always said that Senator Godswill Akpabio had always sexually harassed her in one way or another, and before you land that statement,
do you believe someone like Senator Natasha would sit down and let something like this recurrently happen without it being said anywhere?
The truth remains that you can't control what a man can do. You know, men, we have this this manly way of going after what we want, even when the opposite partner is saying, systematically or that we don't want it and all of that and that. A man always has a way of wanting to gain until hoping that something would happen. So but let's leave that aside and equally take a look at other cases of gender inequality that we have. The number of senators in the National Assembly, 10th Assembly right now, is about 109. Only 4 women
of them are women.
Right? Don't you think that's enough gender inequality?
As of 5 years ago, how many women did we have?
It has always been low. It has always been low. It has always been. It's never been equal.
So it is the Nigerian Constitution that made it that low.
Nigerian Constitution.
Yes.
So which means the nation state itself is complicit.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
They are voted in, right?
Yes.
So that means there have been spaces for women to stand in for votes.
Yes.
So they either lose the vote, or one thing or another, they withdraw. One of 2 cases. So let's say out of 109, for 50 seats, let's say 50 women stand up and say that we want to battle for this seat. Put up an impressive manifesto, put up an impressive list of things they will do on that seat. I'm pretty sure people will vote for them. And let me not lie you, Mr. Henry, you know that the population of women beats the population of men, hands down. So if women should stand and say that yes, we want to back these 50 women up, men will lose.
Men will lose, but we know that's not how it works in Nigeria, unfortunately.
Men will lose. And I'm telling you that if something happened and the election was rigged, there'll be problem.
Well, Nigeria, just like you know, the kind of politics we play is the politics of finance, the politics of money. Even the women that are more as electorates at the polling center, okay, are easily swayed by money if such money is available. Salt, sugar, rice, and all of that is enough to make a pool of women not vote for a woman of their choice. So it is a standard that we have. But don't you think, like other countries in the world, South Africa, it's like there's a 50-50 you know, of women and men in the assembly, and Zimbabwe also the same thing. Don't you think it's equally good that we allow that happen in Nigeria?
We can't allow that happen. And I love the thing you just said. Men buying women not to vote for women. And I will tell you that that's a 20% chance that you pay a lady not to vote for a lady. Give a lady a reason why. Now, forgive me, in my university, there was a time when a lady came up, she wanted to be president. It was the first in history. Normally they go for vice. But this girl, she's radiant, she's brilliant, she's well-to-do. She said, yes, I'm too big to be vice. I can't be under somebody. People know me already. Let me be president. I'm telling you that there was no strings her competitors didn't pull. She won.
Okay.
And she won by vote of women.
Yeah.
Over men.
Because the system allowed it, isn't it? Because there was a free and fair election.
Let us see that 50 women rise up. Give a very, very strong manifesto. Give women reasons why they should vote for them. Not even men. No. We are leaving men out of this. Let's just say these women are here and they've decided that we want to move forward, right? Let's even say there's a polling going on very soon, and women rise up and say, okay, we're using this Women's Day now. We want to do this for our women. We need more stance in Nigeria. We need to be recognized. We need to be seen. And they decide that they are going to make a movement. They start reaching out to one another. I'm telling you that Men's Day, men don't celebrate that the way women are celebrating today. Okay. If let's say Akpabio ever approach her, and let's even bring up a scenario that we know that Senator Akpabio is a womanizer, and that's what she wants to use against him. If he had approached her before, that bell would have come up. This bell that she's ringing now would have come up a long time ago, before she even went and said it somewhere. Would have heard about it from somewhere. Would have heard about it from someone. Now, I don't think anyone knows about this. We just came up. She just said it. She said it somewhere. She got advice. She brought up the whole issue. I took it up, and it was shut down. And maybe they saw it as insolence, and she was suspended.
Well, the truth remains that it's often said that if your hand is not in the cookie jar, you know, no one can hold you responsible for stealing the cookie. So it's if one is not found there, there's no how anyone can accuse you of being ever being part of.
There's something I love that we do in Nigeria is once a thief, always a thief. Once a womanizer, always a womanizer. Just because we know that this is what this person is known for, doesn't mean he's still doing it. Doesn't mean he's not doing it in the secrets. Doesn't mean he has not gotten better and doing it without people knowing. But I'm telling you, Mr. Henry, that if something like this happened, it won't be an afterthought for her to have blotted out.
Well, the truth remains that whether an afterthought or whether a before thought, it is the truth that is the most important thing. My last question to you is, in the future, if you have a girl child, what would be your message to her? How would you help her gain the equality? You say women shouldn't fight for equality. They should fight for equity. So what would be your message to your girl child?
The thing with equality is women fought for equality for, okay, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor, sorry. I want to be a doctor, but this male doctor is being paid more than me. It is wrong. They fought for equality. Pay me the same thing you are paying this male doctor.
Okay.
That equality did not reach the crude jobs. Those people who are doing underground infrastructure of... There are people who lay foundation from under the sea to the top. Most are men. If you count the... Let's not even... I'm not using Nigeria base now. If you count the number of people on a ship, on a naval seal, most are men.
It's a choice.
All those
It's a choice. A woman can decide whether to do that or
now,
not. Women are astronauts,
I'm
so
telling,
it doesn't.
I'm telling you that if
Yes.
they fought for equity.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to be a doctor, but I want you to raise the bar of my nursing certificate. I'm a master's holder in nursing, right? I want you to raise the bar of my nursing certificate pay to a certain amount that befits also being a doctor. I'm pretty sure that women will not be rushing to be doctors anymore. They'll be rushing to still be nurses. 80% of nurses are women. That's their job. They are caretakers. We all know that if you give something to a man and you give something to a woman, the woman will take care of it better.
True.
Now, these women are nurses. They are not being paid half or quarter what a doctor is being paid. But if you raise the bar high enough for them to, yes, doctors are being paid $200 an hour. Okay, fine. Let's pay nurses 100, 150 an hour. If you raise that bar that high, I'm telling you, we won't be having all these issues today.
So what would be your message? You haven't
if
answered
I
my
have
question.
a child and I'm raising my daughter,
Yes.
she will be well equipped with one, the truth. This hiding
The
out,
truth. Speaking the truth, right?
yes, the
When
truth
she's
of
harassed,
things.
she should come and speak it.
the truth.
Yes, whether afterthought or not afterthought.
Not afterthought.
Beautiful.
Speak the truth. My daughter is going to be my princess. Of course, I'm going to first be the first knight in shining armor for her. So we're going to have a very good relationship.
Okay.
Everything that she is going, everywhere she's going to, everything she's going through, I would like to know. That starts by
As the micromanager.
That starts by building the relationship from scratch.
Okay.
You do not, one, because your child is going to crèche, you do not still talk to your child. Your child is going to secondary school, but you know nothing about that child. That's what is prominent in Nigeria now. Your child is going from JS1 to SS3. Whatever is happening to that child, you don't know. Your child is being molested in school now, you don't know. Your child is being bullied in school, you don't know. Your child wants to do something that to you is morally wrong. You don't know, because there's been no space of friendship. You are just the father to this child, or you are just the mother to this child. What is wrong is wrong, what is right is right. You forget that outside of your house, they are the ones that decide what is wrong and what is right. It is now left for you to build a very suitable relationship that this child now will do something wrong, but instead of seeking solace elsewhere, that child will run to you. Now we preach, I keep saying this, if you want to teach or preach to your child, don't tell them, don't let a man touch you. Increase the sentence or add more words. Don't let a man touch you like this. Don't let a man do this to you. If this happens, this is what's going to come out of it. Abi? When this child gets to a certain age, you start telling this child that I might not be able to stop you from doing this, but if ever you find yourself in a situation of this kind of thing happening, this is the best way to avoid this.
Well, would you encourage protection?
It gets to a certain age, I will, yes.
You will?
Yes.
Beautiful. So if Natasha was an elder sister, would you have been proud of her? Or would you go against her like you have said at the opening submission?
Like I said,
if she was an elder sister,
that to me,
yes, a
I would
blood,
have questioned her.
You would have questioned her?
A lot.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that is David's opinion, ladies and gentlemen, but that does not leave the fact that today is International Women's Day, a day we have dedicated to celebrating our women. We'd love to, of course, say it's very important that women should have their voices heard. It's equally very important that we say today that men should find a way of being men and allowing women be women, but of course giving them that leverage and opportunity to exhibit that. Thank you so very much, David. Ikoje, for being
Thank
here.
you.
We truly do appreciate you. All right, people, that's just about the time we have for today. I'd love to say thank you to you for being part of it and making the picture complete. Please do well to see us. You can always visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Ikubike. Thank you for watching. We'll see you today. We'll see you next time, rather. And have yourself a wonderful International Women's Day. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.